Hey everyone! All right, don't do that. I'm not gonna leave it in this part this time. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. So it is what is it? Wednesday night. It's Wednesday night. So we were gonna do a thing of telling you fishing stories, but the other night
we couldn't think of a
yeah,
prize for it.
I mean, we have fishing stories. We just have to write down the events we want to talk about. But the other night, Glenn calls me in the room and shocks me. I was in shock as to what you said.
I flashed her.
He did not flash me. So he calls me in here and asks if I ever seen a video or watched a video. It's called something like Living Off Grid in Arizona. Something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah.
So it was about some folks that just live in their vans, trucks.
Like an announcer guy.
Yeah, Peter Santanella, I think. I've seen his videos before. And this guy has a channel where he goes to visit different folks around the country and interviews them for their particular lifestyle. And he just happened to be in Arizona. Was he in Quartzsite?
Yeah, around Quartzsite.
Okay. So he was near Quartzsite, and there was a group of folks there. One lived in a bus. It wasn't built out, but he was a veteran. He lived in a bus. There was people who lived in trucks, vans, tents, and we have seen that video before. We watched it a while back. So he's watching it, and he calls me in here, and he asked me if I ever seen that video. I didn't recognize the title at first, but once I saw what he was watching, I knew we had seen that before.
I didn't remember watching it.
Yeah. So this all came about as to Glenn's situation now, where we're trying to get him mobile again. And do you want to talk about that, babe? What your thoughts were? And
as I was watching this, and I was thinking, I do not want to live in this little 12 by 12 room the rest of my life. I have to somehow get my legs moving again. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But then I thought, okay, if my legs do move, I still want to see places. And I guess I still want to do some stuff. And years ago we did talk about just packing everything up and leaving. And I was real negative on it at that time. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to leave here. Didn't want to leave everything we own here. But now, how I'm feeling right now, I think I would like to just pack up and go to Arizona and do what those guys are doing. Just get some freedom in my life. I mean, don't think I don't have freedom, because I have all types of freedom. But I guess this is just a little different. After I watch this is just a little different. I just want to do something different.
see different places, live a different lifestyle.
With the time I have left in my life. I mean, I don't know if you guys know what's all wrong with me, but I got a lot of stuff wrong with me. And being overweight, do you see many overweight people I mean, obese, overweight people in their late 60s or 70s. I don't. So I just want to live till something happens to me. And I think that's the best thing for me. And I know if you've heard people go to Arizona and they said their health was better. Well, I got a lot of breathing problems too. So hopefully everything works together. It's about as much as I can say or think.
So you can imagine how this was a shock for me. When I came in here, he was watching it, and he was actually crying at the time. He was teared up, and he's about to cry right now. But he's trying to find that freedom when he becomes mobile, because let's say he becomes mobile, he can go outside for the summer. What happens next fall and winter? And the winter after that? It gets worse every winter. Yeah, he can very well move out to the living room where he can look out the window, but
Right now I can't. Right now I am stuck 100% in this damn bed.
I know folks have suggested him staying in the living room, but he's looking for a freedom to live life, and not just for 6 months out of the year. For his entire year, he wants to live life. And so, yeah, I was shocked that he brought this up, because, like he said, we talked about this. I don't know how many years ago this was already. 3 or 4 years ago. We had planned on doing that. We had planned on selling the house, just getting rid of everything. Nothing in here means anything to us, material-wise, except a few things. But we had talked about it, and we were going to do it. But as he said, he was real negative about it at the time. So it just didn't feel right. So we just kind of talked ourselves out of it. And money was a big thing too, because the only thing we had at that time was his Social Security. And he said the other day, if I can ramp up my YouTube channel
significantly.
Yeah, significantly. So I'll tell you right now, I posted on some days during the month of March, I posted a couple of videos a day. And that, with other things, it worked. It really did work.
But tell them how much time you spent during the whole day and night
doing videos.
Doing video stuff.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you guys might get a 10, 15-minute video, but it takes me several hours to get that video. So I put in a lot of time, just like other content creators out there. We put in a lot of time to make just a short video. So when you see a video that's longer, that takes up more time. Unless we're just sitting here talking like we are, then I really don't have a lot of editing to do. It's just take this clip, put it through, and let it load. So the month of March, I did extra videos a day, not every day, and that, with some other things in YouTube that changed, really changed my revenue in March. And I was like, we were like, what the hell is happening? You know, we couldn't believe how the revenue changed. But that's only March. Now we're upon April. Is it going to be the same? I don't know. So Glenn said, if I could sustain what I did in March, plus his Social Security,
plus what we would get for a house.
Yeah, plus what we would get for selling the house, we should have no problem sustaining a life on the road. So yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't be traveling.
No, not extensively.
We'd probably try to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
And get one of those
LTV something, or those long-term ones.
know that where they are now, where they just pay so much for the government land.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you got to move every, what, 5 weeks?
14 days.
They were saying
You can stay 14 days, but you have to move a little bit. And then you could stay there another 14 days.
so. We would pack up, which there was really no packing, and say we would move a quarter mile away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we would, at times we would, travel other areas, but our main goal is to go out west to Arizona and see how his health becomes. Once he becomes mobile,
Hopefully.
I have faith that I don't want him back in this house. I don't want him. That's not what I meant. I know it sounded
She's
bad.
kicking me out, guys.
But you know what I mean? Okay, he's mobile, he's outside. Why bring him back in the house? So if he becomes mobile, when he becomes mobile and he's outside, then it's going to be, if we're going to do this, then it's going to be get rid of stuff and get the house on the market. Get our things in order and yeah. So yeah, is Nomad life in our future? I hope so, because that means we're going to live again. And I mean we are going to live again, because I'm here with him. And I don't go out and do anything without him. So we would get our lives back.
And I thought I had a bad life these past years. I only wish I had that life right now.
Yeah.
Anybody that becomes 100% immobile, it's not fun. It's just...
And there's plenty of you out there who emailed me after the discussion we had about his...
We were shocked.
Yeah. I got emails, messages, everything, letting us know your life situations, and it just blew us away, and we're so thankful that you guys reached out to us. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can understand why I was shocked when he said that, because I was always, I've said this in the past, I'm a wild spirit. When we used to go camping every weekend, this was when I was working, or even after I stopped working and we were still camping a good amount of time, we were actually at the point at that time where we didn't want to come home. We wanted to keep going to the next camping spot.
See, for me, it's a little different camping. Other than being in a different spot and being able to go 100 feet or 100 yards and fish. But I was in a camper all the time. And Karina wasn't. So you being in the camper made a big difference.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that more.
Yeah.
For me, it was almost the same.
So I don't know if you understand what he's talking about. So like in the summer, he's always in the trailer. We call it the camper. He's always in there anyway, whether we go camping or it just sits in the driveway. He was in there every day. So when we went camping, it was really no different for him because he was always in there anyway, except the point of fishing a couple feet away. I never spent time in the camper. So when we went camping, it was like a whole cool thing to me. Like, this feels great. And I actually thrive more when we're in those situations where we're living minimally. Like after each meal, everything got cleaned right away. I cleaned off. We had a camping stove that always got wiped down so it wouldn't get dirty. I just thrive more in a minimal situation. Where here in the house, like after we eat, oh, I'll just do the dishes later. And that becomes later and later and later.
And I wasn't that part of that part.
No.
So.
Yeah, that was all me. And Like even like there was, remember we spent the night at Walmart parking lot?
Oh,
So
boy.
this is where we first got the camper, right? I had never backed up in the dark. I never backed up. I had to learn how to back this cargo trailer up. And I never done it in the dark. Where were we that it got dark? Were we fishing? Or where did we go?
Were we camping? I honestly don't remember.
Maybe because we got back when it was
got
dark.
home late.
So we were camping that weekend or weekday or whatever. And it was dark by the time we got home.
And we had no lights out here.
And there's no lights at all here. And I had never backed up in the dark. So he said, why don't we just stay the night at the Walmart parking lot here in town? So that's what we did.
It was kind of cool.
It was really cool, though. We really liked that kind of thing to do.
Knowing we were, what, 5 miles away from our house?
Yeah, we were 5 miles from home. But just the fact that we were camping in a parking lot and woke up the next morning thinking, oh, that was cool. And it would have been so cool if we could have just went on to the next spot. And we liked it. We enjoyed it.
But now there's a lot of Walmarts
That don't allow camping.
Don't allow,
yeah.
Which I can understand.
Yeah.
Because look at them people that were here. They had all kinds of shit outside.
They had generators going at night. They made it like it was their own.
Didn't they even have flamingos out?
Yeah, somebody at our local Walmart here in town, they allowed. So we have 2 Walmarts here, one on the north side, one on the south side. The north side is newer, but we camped on the south side.
Because the north side doesn't allow it.
Yeah, north side does not allow overnight camping, but the south side did. And every time we went through there was people like with generators going at night. I mean,
they killed it for themselves.
Yeah. And they planted or put like statues of flamingos out there like it was their own campground. And that's what kills it for everybody else.
Or they even leave tons of garbage out.
Yep. And it's not meant for that. It's just for an overnight stay, you know. But we really liked that. And when we came home, we're all, okay, when are we going again, you know?
Ask how many people are from Arizona.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard, but Glenn wants to know how many of you are from Arizona, live in Arizona.
And close to Quartzsite.
And close to Quartzsite. So our thought process is we don't want to be amongst the millions of people at Quartzsite in the wintertime. We do want to go out in winter, but in non-conjugated areas where we're not going to be amongst millions of people. We don't want that because that would just make us upset and tense and we'd end up leaving. But our thought is to spend winter out west there in Arizona and then possibly, because we still love the Midwest, and we possibly could come back in the summer months where we don't want to be in Arizona for the summer.
We don't want to get up at 7 o'clock.
And have it be 100 degrees.
Have it be 100 or cold.
Yeah, we don't want the heat. We don't want the poisonous snakes and spiders and scorpions. And so we would want to leave before they came out. So if anybody can share anything on that. Now, I am from California, so I have dealt with rattlesnakes, scorpions. As I mentioned in a video before, while I was fishing out there in California, this was years ago, obviously, but sitting by the edge of the water, rattlesnake just slithers behind me. And I've lived in a place where it was a newly built apartment complex, but somehow scorpions found their way in there. And I actually woke up to a scorpion on the edge of my bed. So it's not like I haven't dealt with all that. I've dealt with like the black widows and all that stuff.
I haven't.
Yeah, Glenn is from here, so he's never dealt with any of that. But I don't want to deal with that anymore. And so our thought is winter out there, summer back in the Midwest. And yeah, it's just like, if he regains his mobility, that gives him the freedom he thought he lost.
I mean, I still won't be able to walk. But if I can walk from the bed of the camper to my scooter,
and then you're
and
set.
hopefully if I could ever get that scooter fixed,
Yeah.
I have a whole complete open world.
Yeah.
It was like when I first got that scooter.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like I was a millionaire.
Yeah.
So I could take that scooter and drive it around the block.
Yep. And we're still going to check with the VA, but with the way he is now, he couldn't get to the VA right now. So.
But everything I looked up.
So what he was going to say, everything he looked up, because I'm the veteran and I'm not disabled, he's disabled but not a veteran, everything he has seen that they don't...
It won't cover me.
Yeah, it won't cover him because everybody thinks he's the veteran because he's disabled. He is not. I am the veteran. I am not disabled. A lot of the veteran programs are to cover disabled veterans and their families. So I will still inquire about it. I inquired last summer. I explained the situation, and she said, sure, you guys will be taken care of. Just come down when you're married. Well, I'm not sure she understood what I'm saying, because even everything I've read, that if you're a veteran who's not disabled, you really don't get the benefits of a disabled veteran. So, and that's been our frustration. So yeah, we're still going to inquire. I'm still going to inquire, but he's not going anywhere right now. But going back to...
What sounds weird too, I could get into some type of hospital, have them take me out of here, and get into some type of rehab type of a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, where they have some type of machines that I could hold on to or whatever.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now is not helping me a lot. I need to even if I try to shuffle my feet.
Yeah.
I need to start going a distance.
So yeah, so that's where we're headed right now. Did I ever think we would even discuss doing that again? No. And I stopped bringing it up because he was very negative about it. And so I just dropped the whole idea. I never brought it up to him. And then he brought it up to me the other day. So as far as his health, I know there's a lot of you responded, home health care and everything.
But home health care, what are they really going to do for me?
So
they're not going to make my feet work.
Yeah. So anyway, the whole conversation here was, we may be headed for a different lifestyle. If we can get him to move and at least get out of the house and be able to walk from the bed to the scooter and the trailer like he used to, then I think our lives are going to change. And it's for the better. Even for me, I'm getting older and we have a good sized property to take care of here. And the older I get, I don't want to always be doing projects and things like that. And that's not to say there's not a lot to do when you live on the road. I understand it's not going to be easy. But at least we would be living again. So...
And the bad thing is I worry about if we're on the road and this can happen to anybody that's 2 to 100 or whatever, that person can just fall over and die. What would happen to me if Karina ever gets sick or pass away? What would happen to me?
And that's always been his fear. And it's an understandable fear. But what would happen to you if we lived here and I
Same
died?
thing.
You know, it's the same situation.
I have no family.
And he doesn't want to go to a home.
Well, even if I were to go to home, what would happen to you? When you
Well,
look
no,
at it?
I'm saying if something happened
Something
to me.
would happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even now, if I were to go to a home,
Right. If he were to go to a home now and he, you know, well, I'm still here.
my Social Security pays for 99% of the stuff here.
Yeah. So I would end up having to get a job.
And like I said, at your age,
Yeah. And I keep forgetting I'm almost 60 years old now. And I really don't want to be a Walmart greeter.
you must have read my mind. Because I was going to say, what do you want to do? Become and you couldn't even do that. You couldn't stand all day.
Yeah, I mean, I have my own limitations. They're just not documented. But I can't stand all day. When I'm cleaning here, and if I'm standing all day, my lower back kills me. The bottom of my feet go numb. You know, so I have my own issues. They're just not limiting me right now, but I couldn't stand for hours and hours being a Walmart greeter.
And they don't let you sit.
Yeah. So, and I wouldn't want to do that. You know, I would just feel caged again, if you will. You know, I just...
Well, we also did talk about if we could find any place, even though it would be in Wisconsin yet, and have Karina be a camp host.
A camp host.
A camp host.
Yeah.
Even though in Oconto where we do go camping,
Yeah.
if you could get that, and then somehow for winter time,
Then we can go to Arizona for the winter time.
Yeah.
You know, that would be idea, is to be a camp host somewhere out here in the summertime and then go to winter for the winter, or go to Arizona for the winter.
yeah, camp host doesn't easy.
No, it's not easy
I
either.
can't talk tonight.
But that's why I really want to ramp up my YouTube channel and make as much as I can with YouTube and whatever I can, because I don't want to be locked down to a job. That would just like tear my spirit down totally. And I mean, we've gone through so many scenarios. I go through so many scenarios in my head. You know, what if Glenn ends up in a home while we're still here? Because his Social Security obviously would pay for his home. And
they don't give a shit about you.
No.
What would happen to you?
I will. If I didn't get a job to pay for the house, I would sell the house and we would live in the trailer somewhere. We would just go from wherever to wherever here locally, but that way we could stay with you still.
But even a woman being on her, okay.
What?
I thought you meant if I were to stay at home and you would sell a house.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
A woman being on her own is not good either.
No, but there are many women out there on their own, living nomadically on their own.
You'd have Gypsy, but...
And Patches would terrorize somebody. So, but
that was our other worry.
the cats.
Patches, I know would go along. He's fine.
Yeah.
Put a
Harness on him.
heavy duty harness on
Yeah,
him.
he would be fine.
Yeah.
Our other two elderly cats, they sleep pretty much, is all they do. Could we take
didn't want to actually just tear them up
from their home?
Throw them in a cage and keep them in a cage all day.
But you don't know how long they're going to be alive still.
But even that, there's not enough room in the trailer for cages.
So it sounds like you're talking us out of it
No,
now.
I'm not.
So
I mean, we have a lot to look ahead before we could even do this.
Well, I know there would be a lot to do. But it's like Vanessa, I'm going to use your name because I know you're going to watch this, but it's like Vanessa said, if you sell the house, we would be able to buy a bigger trailer.
Yeah.
Our ultimate thing in the past would be to get a no, not a van, the trailer that you could drive stuff into.
Oh,
You know what I'm trying to say?
toy hauler.
Toy hauler, where the back of it could be kind of like a garage for the scooter and whatever. You could drive right up to it, but then a separating wall into the living area. So
It'd be perfect to have one thing,
yeah,
not two things that are.
one place where we all live in.
Yeah.
Not I'm living in the back of the truck and he's living in the trailer. So that's not what we want. We want one bigger trailer where we could all live in. So, but a lot is dependent on Glenn being able to walk again.
I don't know, and I'm pedaling more than because I was only going to try to do 10 minutes a time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
his
today was what, a half an hour?
half hour today. So
And the last
was at full speed.
full speed.
Yeah, so he's doing good working the legs out. But he has to try to move his legs with the walker now.
I wanted to try to give it this week.
Okay. So yeah,
To have my legs
work out. Yeah.
And then try to walk her.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I know my left ankle has tons more movement,
That's good.
but my right ankle has not changed yet at all.
So he'll keep on working out his legs and see where that goes. But at least if we know he can get out, then that would give us hope.
And maybe the house wouldn't even sell. I don't know. I think it would sell.
Yeah, I think the house would sell because the property itself, I mean, we're at the edge of town and city. And
Beautiful backyard.
yeah,
Huge.
as you all saw, the backyard is beautiful and big.
Huge
and
garage.
the garage is a guy's dream.
Inside the house, well, it's kind of 70s.
Yeah, it's kind of retro in here, but it's nothing like somebody couldn't just redo.
Even just more modern paint.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the house would sell, and now that we had all those repairs done late last summer, I think it would give more value to the house.
How much was it when we called that guy up?
It was $123 grand.
Is that what he said he'd
Yeah.
tell us?
So
Not even looking?
Yeah, not even looking at it. So we were getting these card flyers in the mail. We want to buy your house. Sight on scene or whatever, scene on sight or whatever they say. But so we weren't entertaining those, but we called one just to see what they would say. And so we called one and we asked them, so
We pretty much told him what the house was, the acreage.
yeah, we told him what the house, and he said without looking at it, they would offer like 122 grand, which is way more than we would expect.
We were figuring 50.
Yeah, because usually
With
those
these-
places want to lowball you and get it for nothing so they could make the profit. But I think what they saw is the value of the property now. Because I think buying it at 122 grand is still, they would turn around and sell it for 2 to 3 times as much.
Hell, if this was California, it'd be worth $2 million.
With the property.
What's the property?
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, for as far as the repairs, if we were to sell the house and do this, we would have to pay back those repairs within three. If you move, if you sell the house within 3 years of the repairs, then you have to pay it back from the sale of the house. I think the total was like 17 something, just under 18 grand
Yeah.
for all the repairs, the roof, everything. So, and that would be fine because I think the house would sell for a good price. Because the value when they revalue your property every now and again, our property value doubled, and this was even before the repairs were done on the house. So it's a scary thing, but an exciting thing at the same time.
Yeah, it'd be nice just to sit outside, like I say in Arizona, and just watch the sunrise or sunset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch that scorpion that didn't go away for winter.
Yeah, he stuck around for the winter. So yeah, it's, I've always wanted to do this. But then I calmed down in the past year because I knew he didn't want to do it or didn't feel right with it or just, whatever it may have been. So I just stopped bringing it up. And once we got the house repairs done, I was good, But I always wanted to do this, not just for me, but for Glenn. He's never, besides the Iowa car show, never been out of Wisconsin.
No, I was in Illinois.
Oh yeah, he went to Illinois.
I think I was in Minnesota. I think because I was a little kid. At 12 years old, we went to Canada. That's about it.
Yeah. So in his adult life, he's never been anywhere. And I always wanted to be able to have him see different parts of the country. Now, I have been to probably half of the states in the country, just traveling for work and stuff like that. But there are things I would like to do and places I would still like to see without having it be a work thing. And I always wanted that for Glenn.
I want to go somewhere where I can catch huge
fish. Yeah.
So, huge bluegills.
If anybody's in Arizona, how is the fishing out there? What kind of fish are out there? Are there bluegills, crappie, northern, trout?
There's probably trout, and I really don't care much about the trout.
Yeah.
I'd rather catch bluegill.
Yeah. But the trout were fun to fight.
Oh, trout are fun to fight.
So yeah, I mean, if anybody has any comments.
Anyone that lives in Arizona, whatever part.
Yeah.
Close to Phoenix, maybe.
So then, if we did do this, our goal also would be to save up money to buy property out there, not on the grid, but off-grid property that if we would want to just not travel as much at a certain point, we just wanted to, whatever, we could actually go to our own property and just park there.
And we would have to find out a lot about how the laws are.
Yeah.
Because some places don't allow you just to park.
Yeah.
You have to have a...
Some places you can park there 30 days a year on your own property. But some places require you to have sticks and bones house. Sticks and bricks. Did I say sticks and bones? Well, you can build it out of bones too. But yeah, that would be our goal, is to buy property without the requirement of a sticks and bricks house on it. So a lot to think about, and it's all dependent on two things: whether Glenn can walk again for that what he used to walk, and whether I can sustain revenue on YouTube. So my question to you guys is, if we did do this, would you guys still follow the channel and watch as we adventure out into the world?
Because we probably wouldn't be going to food banks.
Yeah, obviously there would be no more food pantries. We'd have grocery hauls because we still have to eat. It'd be a lot more cooking than, I mean, we cook now, but
It would be a different style. Everything would be outside.
yeah, it would be outside cooking and just living a nomadic lifestyle. And
Now, does everybody know what a nomad is?
yeah,
Nomadic.
if you don't know what nomadic lifestyle is, it's, I mean, go to YouTube, type in van life or, nomad life. I'm sure pretty much everybody knows, but
Some people call them bums.
yeah, I mean, you're not homeless, you're just houseless. And for me, it's not really you're houseless because we would have a trailer to live in, but we wouldn't have a sticks and bricks house. And I know a lot of you probably know who Bob Wells is, and that's how we got to this couple years ago. Is Glenn came across Bob Wells' video, and then that kind of set us on a path, but then we talked ourselves out of it. And I think it would be a great opportunity to save money. If we, a lot of people, when they live on the road, they travel a lot. They just constantly drive from place to place. And to us, we don't want to do that. We want to spend a good amount of time in one area so we're not gas guzzling all the time,
I mean, I wouldn't really even care if we could get a spot in Arizona there. Someone away from the hustle and bustle of all
Yeah.
and stay there. Not even travel anymore.
So that's that was a kind of shocker to me when he brought this up, because I had already let it go already. I never brought it up again. Deep down inside, I've always still wanted to do it, but I even got to the point where I stopped watching van life videos, nomad videos, and things like that, because in my mind, we were never going to do that, so why tease myself? But it was just like, I was in the kitchen, I think I was washing dishes, and oh no, I was sitting at the recliner, because he can see me from where he lays to where I sit on the recliner. And he looked at me and he said, "Come in here for a minute." And I came in and he asked me if I ever saw that video. I know once I saw it, I knew we had. And then that's where he just kind of laid it on me, is if I can walk again, this is what I want us to do.
Because almost every person that guy talked to, they said it's freedom.
Yeah, complete freedom.
Complete freedom.
Yeah. And that's one thing I've always wanted for us, is freedom, And you should know by now, I'm an adventurous, not in the form of let me climb the highest rock I can climb or jump off out of a perfectly flying airplane. That's not the adventurer I am.
More nature type adventure.
I'm more the nature type adventure. I'm the one. I mean, for crying out loud, I took a Greyhound bus to the unknown here in Wisconsin. Didn't know what it was going to be, and I still did it. But
I could have been a complete creep.
But I was always the one growing up that wanted to explore, and more so than my brother and my sister, and that part has never left me, and that's why I always say I'm a wild spirit, and to be tied down to a traditional job, just it wouldn't cut it for me anymore. It just wouldn't cut it for me.
And could you see going somewhere and see wild Mustangs run?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just to see wildlife that we will never see here, or different birds I would see out west. That would be my sad thing out here is who's going to feed my birds, you know. But there's so many birds out west that I will never see here, and just so a whole different life, different
if anybody's
lifestyle.
looking for a old Harley Davidson,
Yeah, we have a.
let us know.
Glenn has a 1979 Harley Davidson Bagger. It's a FLH.
Yeah.
It,
Completely redone.
yeah,
Except it needs probably $500 left in parts.
yeah. And he's going to sell it for what he can.
Yeah.
And his RC airplanes, how many do you see you have now? 30?
30.
He has about 30 RC airplanes now. And he said he would only keep 3 small ones because he could probably fly them out there.
Well, there'd be no room for them.
Huh? No, there'd be,
There'd
no,
be
room.
no room in the trailer.
No, so he would
just
would sell all his RC airplanes, obviously. And as far as furniture, well, we can just give it away, do whatever. We try to sell it, you know, but our goal
It's
is
not worth nothing.
we would just want to get rid of everything, honestly. We have no furniture that's worth anything.
Our newest furniture right now are our beds.
Yeah, our bed frames. Because Glenn's bed frame was sent to us in friend mail, but I actually turned around and ordered one for myself, I think that was.
Yeah.
You know, so our mattresses suck, so we would want to, we would need to get really good mattresses. We have these junk mattresses from Big Lots.
$80 mattresses.
Yeah, and
they're kid mattresses.
yeah, they hurt my back and his back so much. There's many nights I have to get up in the middle of the night and sit up against the wall just to keep my back from hurting.
Again, we're not trying to complain.
No, but we would definitely need to get good mattresses. Yeah, this is all unbelievable to me that we're even discussing it. But he had to want to do it. I wasn't going to bring it up anymore. He had to want to do it.
I don't want to die in bed.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing for him. He doesn't want to die in bed.
Granted, you're going to die no matter where.
But if you could at
But
least,
then I'd rather die in the open.
if you could at least live life a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know, at least then you could say, okay, we did it, and I got out, and we drove across the country, and you know, so
Even though the truck killed me for driving.
yeah, the truck isn't great on him either for driving. We would definitely have to get a different vehicle because our truck is a gas guzzler, complete gas guzzler, and the perfect thing, well, if we had to keep the trailer we have right now, the goal would be to get a van that would be able to pull the trailer so that if I still have to live out of the trailer, then I could at least live in a van.
There's some awfully cool van conversions.
Yeah, and then I could actually convert it to a living space and be more comfortable than in the back of the truck.
And more secure.
Yeah. So it would be all dependent on selling the house, of course, and so yeah, a lot to take in. It's a lot to, you know, just run through your head, and yeah, it's I'm still in shock that we even discussed it.
And again, my biggest worry is money.
Yeah. And that's...
So if we could get enough out of this house...
And I would still be able to sustain YouTube. Or even grow YouTube. My hope is that if we started a nomadic life, that we'd have a whole new following and our YouTube channel would grow. But I certainly would want all of you to continue to watch our videos and follow us on the...
I'm sure you would lose a lot of people because
a lot of people I know come for the hauls, the food pantry stuff, and
how you make your food.
Yeah. But I still would be cooking out there. But we would certainly want to keep all of you in our community to watch what could be the next chapter in our lives.
Which sounds weird.
Yeah.
Because we're a bunch of old cooties.
You know, he's 68, I'm 59. He's going to be 69 in August. For us to say there's a new chapter in our life that could be coming is...
the final chapter, you could say.
What we would want to be the final chapter. Yeah. So yeah, it's
I guess anybody that's out there now that does any camping, look how you feel.
Yeah.
When you're camping.
Yeah.
And knowing you have to come home. There's many times when we were camping, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to come home.
Because we had a bad time that time.
Because we had a bad time, we didn't fish, we had bugs up our butts, you name it.
Yeah. But those times where we were like, oh, I wish we could just go on to the next camping spot.
I remember at one time when I was just hammering the bluegill.
Yep. We just didn't want to come home.
No.
You know, it's just to be able to get out there and live again. And I got to give Glenn credit because it's totally shocking to me that he would want to do this. And maybe it's because he realized that he might not get something back. But if he can get it back, then we need to go so he can keep it. Because I think that lifestyle will keep him moving every single day.
Well, it seems like every winter I come in the house, every year it gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this still came from when I was on the toilet there when I couldn't get off.
Yeah.
Or if this is still part of when I fell.
I think it could be a lot. Could be a lot of stuff. I mean, look how we feel when we're out fishing, catching fish, and we just don't want it to end. And it's not to say when we're living that lifestyle, all we're going to do is fish, because there is still work to be done around the site. And
not for me, I can.
Well, not for him. He's still going to be in a scooter.
If I can get that scooter to go a couple miles,
he's going to go without me.
Adios.
Yep.
Just make sure you have food ready when I come home.
But yeah. But honestly, the way I feel inside, it is such a freedom to be out there in nature and just cook out there, live out there. You know, like I said, I just thrive more in that setting than I do just being here.
And the thing is, too, we could be so shocked and we would say, man, I miss coming home. We don't know.
Yeah, you don't know how you're going to feel when you're out there.
But the people that you see
always say, I wish I would have done it sooner.
The lifestyle and how much freedom.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it just...
Again, we have all the freedom there is. But there's different types of freedom.
Yeah, you're right. And there are different types of freedom.
Good example. We hate it. Our stomachs literally turned when we lived
on 22nd Street.
On that side by side.
Yeah.
We started coming to Sheboygan when we were gone throughout the day, and we just...
Our stomachs turned. Knowing we were going to go home to that.
And look at how it changed from there...
to here.
To here.
Right. And then look how it changed even more once the roof was replaced.
Yeah.
Everything was done.
Well, the big worry was the roof was going to collapse on
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Which collapsed over there on us, but top it off, I lost my Harley hat.
Yeah.
I don't know where that went.
So yeah, I mean, this is another hour-long video.
Is it really?
50 something minutes now.
But people have said they like listening to.
Yeah, yeah. So another discussion. I mean, so everything's, in the air right now as to what it's going to become. And I think you guys probably know I would do it in a heartbeat. I'm not saying I don't love our home. I love our property. I love our home. I'm not taking that for granted whatsoever. But for Glenn to spend 6 months of his life not being able to go outside, not seeing, the snowfall or feel the snowfall on him.
And I loved.
Yeah, I used to love that.
It sounds weird, and people would say, "Oh, you're nuts." But when I
Snowblow.
when I snowblowed the snow, I loved that.
Yeah.
It sounds weird. I loved winter as much as I love summer.
Yeah. If he could walk normal, like a normal person, whatever normal is anymore, I don't know.
Being able to walk without pain.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Then we probably, I don't know if this would be a consideration or not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Not
Because
for
we
me.
could still do stuff.
We could walk in the woods any place we want. There's
Yeah.
a lot of places around here that we could.
Yep.
We can go more distance fishing.
Yep.
Because now we have to rely on a spot that I can get into.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for us now to find even a good camp spot.
A good 5 of our fishing spots have been taken away from us.
Yeah, I mean, all our fishing spots are gone. We have no good fishing, and if he can't get to somewhere on a scooter, then we don't have fishing spots. But even down to the campsites where we go in Oconto, we go there because we know it's easy to get the trailer in. The water is right next to us, so we can fish all day long and just walk back to the camper. Even other camping spots, we're not sure of how it is to get the trailer in there, if there's going to be any fishing for us there.
There's a lot of times we go to Oconto and there is no fishing.
Yeah, the fishing sucks.
But then you're 2 minutes away from our camper, so we go back to the camper.
Yeah. So fishing's a big part of our lives.
And we're kind of people watchers.
Yeah, we are people watchers.
So we watch the people at the camp.
Yeah.
Or people coming in and.
Yeah. And we've met other YouTubers there that travel the country in their camper and
the ones 2 years ago when they
the ones next to us. Yeah, they were just traveling the country in their fifth wheel, and I think they were going to going to work the beats in Michigan.
That's right.
In Michigan, right? So yeah, it's it's exciting.
And be honest, tell us if you think we're nuts.
Yeah. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you think we're out of our minds, let us know. If you think we should go for it, let us know. If you have any advice for us, let us know. Whatever you guys think, drop it down in the comments and let us know.
Anybody that has done it.
Yeah. I know there's some of you folks out there that are living the lifestyle, or off-grid at least. Yeah, just let us know. Are we crazy? Are we crazy now? Well, we already knew we were crazy.
But are we crazy about this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the perfect plan would be if we could afford it. Still keep the property and just go out there in the winter and then the summer come back to our property. Yeah. That would be the perfect. Yep. That would be the perfect plan.
And I know a lot of people says, well, why don't you just get a ramp? Our house is not built.
Yeah,
this house would have to be totally gutted inside.
Yeah, it's
Because the doors are too small?
Yeah, our doorways inside this house and going outside are not standard.
The bathroom's too small to even have any mobility
Yeah.
handles put in there.
Yeah, it's just... my butt hurts. I'm sitting on a hard wood chair because I didn't want to kick Prissy off the wheelchair so I could sit in there. But I couldn't even roll in a computer desk chair in here because our doorways are too small. But so my butt is hurting. But yeah, that would be perfect because we wouldn't want to give up this place. It would be perfect but we couldn't continue to pay the mortgage and everything that goes with it and go live the lifestyle. That would defeat the purpose of being comfortable financially living out there.
That's where the win the lottery.
Yeah. Then we would just buy somewhere out in the woods or something.
We should have been in, where did you say Musk was?
Green Bay.
Where you gave 2 people
Yeah. So
$1 million each.
So yeah, let us know what you think. Probably should wrap this up. We're at an hour now. You got anything else to say, babe?
No. Just hopefully my legs will start working.
Yeah. So he is working his legs every single morning.
I know I should work them twice a day.
But
now it's what, 10 o'clock already?
Yeah. But he worked them. Gypsy's trying to fit through the tripod. Go ahead, baby.
Come on, baby.
She's crawling through there. Poor girl. So it's a small room, so I got the tripod up and she's trying to squeeze between the tripod and the walker. But I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know.
If we would win a lottery, we'd just buy someplace.
I was just, my thought process was somewhere else right now, but
our thought, if we would ever win a lottery, which is, we're dreaming.
You got to play to win, and we don't play, so.
Buy 100 acres, somewhere even around here. Build a log cabin. Build
See,
a huge garage.
this is where we differ. He would want a fairly big log cabin.
It still could be one floor.
But he still wants it a good size.
Yeah.
Me, give me a tiny house, and I'm talking a tiny house. I would be happy living in the cargo trailer on the land. This is where we differ. Because I always tell him that log cabin's got to get cleaned somehow.
But if you want that kind of money, you could hire a cleaner.
Yeah, you could hire a cleaner, but I wouldn't trust the cleaner. I wouldn't trust bringing people into our home that would know what we have. You know, that's just our minds going in all kinds of different directions.
But the garage?
The garage would be bigger than the house. Well, it almost is here. I think
the garage would be big enough to at least put 50 cars in.
Yeah.
Because I love cars too. I've always been into cars. And I want
We're talking classic cars, muscle cars.
Yeah. And I would want every car that I
used to have.
Similar to what I used to have.
Yeah. He probably had every muscle car there was.
Close.
So, yeah, he's very much into like classic cars, like 55 Chevys and things like that, and
Dodge Darts,
muscle cars. He can't stand today's vehicles.
Oh,
neither can I.
Everyone looks the same.
Yeah.
There's not a car that drive down the road and tell me what that car is now.
Yeah.
You can't. At least in the 70s, you knew what a Dodge, what a Ford, what a Chevy was.
Yeah. Glenn used to work as a body man.
Yeah.
Is that what they called you guys? He used to work on the
cracked up cars.
Yeah.
Cars that were crashed up. I used to repair them, repaint them.
Yeah. So that's what he did
most of my life.
Yeah. Previous to being a auto parts salesman. So.
And before that, I dug graves.
So that's where we're at, folks. Is our life heading in a different direction? Will will we become nomads? We don't know at this point, depending on how Glenn is going to do, and so we may be headed in a whole different lifestyle. Am I going to fight it? Hell no. Hell no. But
now I could really see if we would do this and say we'd get to Arizona, and I would love it, and what would happen if you would hate it?
well, I've already been to Arizona, so
Yeah, but you've never camped.
no, but don't know unless you do it. Don't know. We love the Midwest. Don't get us wrong. We absolutely love the Midwest. But who's to say we won't love Arizona?
I mean, I love all 4 seasons. I love, like right now, spring. I love watching everything come back into life.
Come back to life, yeah.
The trees start budding.
Yeah.
And right now, actually sitting here, I can't see a thing of it.
I know. All right, folks. So that's going to be a wrap. We're over an hour now. We're an hour and 6 minutes now. So drop it down in the comments. What do you guys think? Is it feasible? Should we do it if he can walk as he used to?
If you think we're nuts, let us know.
Yeah. Are we just out of our minds, or? But yeah. So drop it down in the comments. I'm going to end the video now. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, especially when they're an hour long. So, yeah. If you have questions, comments, whatever, drop it down.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Have a good night. Have a good rest of the week. And thank you all so much for your continued support. And with that, remember...
If you have land in Arizona that you would like to tuck a little corner in for us, let us know.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard them, but I'm sure you did. But if you own property or land out in Arizona and you want to sell a corner acre or whatever, a couple acres, let us know. So we know that you can buy acreage from the property owners without going through loans, credit checks, and all that. So that's something we are considering. So, yeah, a lot to take in. A lot to take in.
I guess the next
Week or so will tell.
week or so will tell.
Yeah.
Because if I have no movement in my legs, doing what I do now,
Then we're in trouble.
there's no more I can do, I think.
But, all right, guys. So the next week will tell what's going to happen and what we're going to move forward towards. So, again, with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.